All right, so we're here on the hottest day of the year working on the Silvia transmission, and we are at the point where we have to go to Home Depot and get a hole saw bit for the clutch master cylinder.
The heat is stuck on.
Wow, is it real hot in here?
Real hot.
Their battery's about to die.
Yeah, I'm on 7%.
That'll be good.
The old Prado.
Odyssey.
Let's go to Home Depot. Getting ready to drill these holes in the firewall, which is nerve-wracking. When I did this to an R32 GTS, it just had a plate bolted there, and you unbolted the plate and stuck the master cylinder right in. Silvia's not so much, but there is a template like on the firewall, so it's kind of hard to fuck up. So we got the drill set up for the two outside holes. You need like a 90-degree drill to get in there. And I actually bought this Milwaukee one at a garage clear out sale. We're gonna go drill the firewall out. It's 100 degrees inside the shop, 100% humidity. So inside the car, it's probably 130. It is fucking hot in there. I'm dripping right now. I'm fucking moist. Hello, boys and girls. Now we are going to cut this pedal and make it look just like a manual pedal. Oh. And we got this pedal cover that's gonna go over it, so you'll never be able to tell. Good enough for now. I am gonna have to shape it up a little bit and trim the other side in order to fit this cover on, but I just needed enough room to get in there and drill my holes for the slave cylinder. So you can see I actually already have it trimmed out or traced out. So I gotta do a little grinding and cut this other side, and then that pedal cover will be on, which matches my clutch pedal cover, and you'll never be able to tell it was ever an automatic pedal. All right, so we just finished up the hardest part of the job, which was drilling the firewall, installing the pedal, and installing the master cylinder for the clutch. And luckily it came out perfect. Looks factory, you'll never be able to tell. Very tight underneath this thing. But there is the clutch pedal, don't mind that harness, that's gotta go. And the Nismo clutch pedal bracket, all rebuilt with fresh bushings. And we now have a clutch pedal. So tomorrow I'm going to adjust the clutch pedal so it's even with the brake, and I'm also going to finish trimming the brake and get this cover on it, so you'll never be able to tell. What is up back here at the shop on this rainy day? We got thunderstorms outside. It's still hot as a Family Channel, can't say it, but it's hot out. And we're back putting the Silvia together. So pedal assembly all done, all bolted up. We got the GK Tech line coming down, ready to go into the sleeve. We got the clutch, flywheel, pressure plate all done and lined up, all with ARP hardware. And yeah, we're ready to basically put the trans back in. Now I don't have a trans jack. That's the only thing I need a trans jack. I gotta invest in one. So I'm waiting for Dagnell to get here so we can lift the tranny up and get it into the car. Besides that, it's pretty ready to go back together. All right, so with a little bit of persuasion and a couple extra hands, we got Dagnell and Jake. We were able to wiggle the transmission into its final resting place. So now we are just putting all the bolts on to get her nice and taut, and then we'll get the transmission bolt on so it's sitting where it's supposed to be sitting, and then it's just reassembly on everything. A lot of little bullshit, and hopefully we have a 5-speed Silvia after that. Fingers crossed. We are getting some progress done. We got the drive shaft in, one-piece drive shaft shop. Got the transmission all in, bolted, the shifter's on up there. Still got to put all the rubber and the shift boots and everything. We're about to bleed. We got the sleeve cylinder in, got the master in, got the GK Tech line run. We got the speed sensor wired up. Hopefully it works. And underneath the car is coming along. Got to put the exhaust back on, but I got to figure out what the hell I'm doing with it. Probably just put it back on stock for now. And I got some ultra good news today. EMS found my Nismo 260 cluster, and it is in my local post office right now, so I should be seeing it tomorrow or the next day. Fingers crossed it shows up, and we got a Nismo 260 cluster, which is fucking rare. But yeah, here we go. Now I just gotta go up top and finish a couple things in the interior, and this thing is getting ready to go for a maiden voyage. All right, so we put some work in today, and the car is just about done. Got the shifter up here. I need a shift boot. I do not have a shift boot yet, but I do have the trim piece that goes around, which is the hard part to find. Got the exhaust back on. Everything underneath the car is back on. Pedals all in. Now that was the automatic pedal. I trimmed it and got the cover on it. So we now have what looks to be original manual pedals. I didn't put this bottom trim back on because I still have to adjust the clutch pedal. I have to bleed the clutch and adjust that pedal, but that is about it. So we are down to obviously put the seat back in, bleed the clutch, put the wheels back on, and that's pretty much it. So tomorrow we're going to be driving the car, testing it out for the first time, starting to break the clutch in. So we have a 5-speed Silvia now. Presto. So this is it. S14 is back on its feet with a 5-speed transmission. Everything is working as it should, and we are about to go for our test drive. Now, one thing I did notice is the tachometer is not working. Speedometer is working, so that's a big plus. Now I got to work on the tachometer, which it worked in the other cluster, so I might just take the tach unit and put it into this cluster. Everything else seems like it's working. Heat gauge, gas gauge, speedo, which is the most important part. So now we got to find out what's going on with the tach, but let's go for a test drive. Here's the first ride in the manual Silvia. Gears feel nice, clutch feels nice. Got some weird rattle going on. That's definitely on the exhaust. The shields are all loose on it, so we need a new exhaust setup. And probably a set of motor mounts too. Hear all that crazy noise. Everything's nice and smooth though. So it is a success. We just did 25 miles in it. Went for a little cruise around town, and it drove pretty awesome. Only thing I really have an issue with is there's a rattle on the exhaust, which it has that whole exhaust shield on the OEM exhaust, and the clamps are a little busted. So we're just gonna pull that shit off because it's useless anyways, and that should take care of our rattle. Besides that, rode awesome, drove awesome, and another successful transplant. What's going on, everyone? Out here bright and early. It's about 8 o'clock, and we are going to take the Silvia out for the first Cars and Coffee. Have barely driven the car. 5-speed swap is done. I gave it a quick little wash last night, and yeah, should be ready to go. So we're gonna take it, it's a couple towns over. We'll go check it out, see how it is. Supposed to be meeting some friends up there. Hopefully it doesn't give me any problems. So we are on the road. in Silvia. Met up with my buddy Ray. He's the one with the K20 truck, but he brought his Civic this time. Gonna be a good little meet. So I know I didn't get a whole lot of footage at the Cars and Coffee today that I brought the Silvia to, but it was a hit. It ran and drove great the whole time. And now it's just a couple little tweaks to get this thing right where I want it to be. So definitely needs an alignment. I got all those arms I got to put on so I can get it aligned. I still do have a shimmy in the front end on the highway. Could easily be the brakes though. The brakes are, I re-drilled them to fit. Next step is going to be a set of Z32s, and I already have 350Z track pack rotors. So I'll get the adapters and run the Z32 brakes, same setup as DJ. That's gonna be the next project on this car. I'm gonna order them up pretty soon so we can get that sorted. And yeah, we're getting close to getting it the way I want. I need to order a shift boot. I'm gonna do that tonight. Don't mind the Red Bull can. But yeah, clutch feels great, shift's great, and I'd call it a success. Had a lot of fun today. Met up with a couple friends, a couple other JDM guys. I parked up with the that sweet, super sweet Pulsar GTIR. That guy's right in my town. And another friend of mine that's got an Evo 1, which is super cool too. A lot of period correct parts on it. It's really cool little ride. But he'll be coming by the shop, and I'll do a little more insight on that. I'll take a video on his car because it's an awesome Evo 1. But yeah, that's about it. Trans swap complete. I know I never finished my series on the 4-door M3 trans swap, but that's been done for a while now too. You notice I don't have it here. It's at the body shop getting the paintwork done. So that one is done as well. So I'll just wrap that up now too. The 5-speed swap has been done in that for quite some time, and I've been driving the car. But with all these other cars, ever since I got my Toyota in, my truck, I haven't even really been driving anything else. I daily the truck. So the M3 might be on the chopping block. You know, we got the Chaser. The Chaser seriously needs a set of wheels. In about 2 weeks we have another car coming in, and then I have another car coming in, but that's going to be a couple months. It wasn't legal yet, so I had to store it for a couple months before I could bring it in. But I'm already accumulating parts for that, including those 19-inch work Euro lines that you guys have seen. Those are going to be for my big body car. But on that note, project complete. Now that the Silvia is done, we're gonna take it up to DJ's, do some filming up there. We all got the Silvias out, so yeah. If you're not subbed yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, throw me a comment if you got some questions, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.